All right, this is episode 30 of Best Self Weekly here with Jamal Thompson and my guy Hunter. And we have a special guest today, our guy Richard Roby, former professional basketball player, currently financial advisor, all-time leading scorer at the University of Colorado. And like I said, played professionally in the NBA and overseas. So this is, we have a big treat, a great episode. I'm looking forward, to hearing a lot from Richard.
Man, absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Um, you know, I know y'all wanted to kind of go into, a little into my bio, so I was kind of going into that for the viewers and everything. Obviously currently living in Las Vegas, grew up in Southern California, San Bernardino, Inland Empire area. Transitioned to go to high school in the Boston area. Me and my best friend kind of got recruited to go to a prep school back east. Obviously it wasn't easy, being 14, 15, going to the other side of the country, but I think it's one of the best things that happened to both of us, being exposed to that type of environment, having to go through the trials and tribulations and things we had to go through in order to be successful there. Had a great basketball career there my senior year. Ended up being Gatorade Player of the Year in Massachusetts in 2004. Got a scholarship to the University of Colorado. It boiled down between Colorado, Iowa State, Virginia Tech, Washington. Those were my top four. Ended up picking Colorado. Had a great career. Ended up being an all-time leading scorer, like you mentioned, and obviously the goal was to play in the NBA and right out of college and kind of do that. But at the NBA Combine, I ended up breaking my hand the third day. So I didn't get a chance to do any of the workouts that I set out to do. And, but it's all good. Guy had a different plan, started, played professionally overseas for 10 years, had some stints in the G League, things like that, where, part of the journey. And ultimately, basketball comes to an end for everybody. It's always faster than you think it's going to happen, but, I always believed God had a plan. It was going to put the right people in my life to be able to help me transition to wherever I needed to transition into, and ultimately He did that. And met a guy, sat down with him, and he started teaching me about financial literacy and things I needed to do for me and my family to get ahead. And I just thought it was powerful information that more people needed to hear. And we started working with each other, and been able to build a very strong, successful business over the last 5 years in retirement. Now it's just about helping more people and getting this information to more people because it's not out there, and it's something that people really need to sit down and understand. So, that's the brief story, but I appreciate you guys, and I know you guys have some questions for me. So, thank you. Happy New Year.
Bro. Happy New Year, man. Thanks for hopping on, bro. And just want to start off, with the background you have, the all the F's, the five F's: faith, family, finance, fitness, fun. Well, how does is that for your business? Is that like the mindset for your personal life? Like
Right.
because what we focus on is just being the best version of yourself, in all areas of your life. And it seems like you're about that lifestyle, obviously, with all those F's, man. Did you create that? Is that your business? Like, what is that?
Our firm came up with the five F's, and that's kind of like what our firm believes in, what we stand on, and when people work with us in our company, these are the things that we want people to believe in as well too. They don't have to like have them all in order, but we really want people to like really focus in on those things, because I think if you miss in any of those five F's, you're not going to be fully complete. You're not going to be fully happy. And I think if you have all of those five in order, especially I think in that order as well too, you're gonna see your life start to be able to change. And I think people that come with us in our firm and work with us in our firm, they see all five of these things start to, become better in their life. So those are the five S we believe in our company.
That's awesome, bro. And since you were playing at Colorado, like what do you think about Colorado right now and Deion Sanders and how it's blowing up, bro? Like, do you wish that you were there during that time?
The
Uh,
NIL, the NIL time
The
now.
oh yeah,
So
NIL,
yeah, I
bro.
know.
I look at my mom all the time like, why didn't you have me like 10 or 15 years later, man? Like. But no, I saw good. I'm happy for the school. The football program definitely needed that type of energy that he brung. It was pretty bad for a while, and was having a in the '90s. Colorado was a big time football school and kind of fell off because of different things happening. So Dion definitely brought a different level of energy, and I think he's just the type of person he is, man. Not on and off the field is just a great human being, and I think it's great for the university, and he's just brought nothing but good things.
For sure.
Richard, what did the University of Colorado teach you, and how did it grow? How did it grow your faith spiritually?
I had to go through a lot of controversy while I was there, so I had to really dive deep into myself and like really be able to, overcome obstacles. And sometimes God puts you in a position where the only person you can call on is Him. After my sophomore year, I was projected, between 20 and 40 draft, first round pick, coming out of college. Like I was first team all Big 12. I entered the NBA draft and everything was set for me to be able to get drafted that year. And things kind of went left with the people that I was listening to, things that were happening in the university, the coaching changes, and all of
Yeah.
our seniors left. And when we came back, I ended up, not feeling comfortable to keep my name in the draft because of the information that I was getting. I didn't feel like it was solid. And my junior year, we just everything fell apart. Like our team fell
Uh,
apart, my numbers fell apart. I fell off the draft board, man. It was devastating, knowing that you could have been a pick and then all of a sudden you're not even mentioned anymore.
yeah.
Definitely, a trial, but it definitely, things happen to you and not for. I mean, things happen for you and not to you. So I had to really dive deep and look at the situation, and I think it just brought me closer to my faith because of that.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
And I was going to ask you, man, because you said you're a financial insurance IUL expert,
Yeah.
right? That's what you do. And I wanted to ask you, like in terms of what it takes to be a successful like insurance IUL expert, because I know it's a grind, it's a lot of sales, it's leadership, building your team.
Right.
How did what you learned on the court like transform into the business entrepreneurship, like sales, leadership mindset in the business world?
Right. I think all we learn so many intangible things through sports that can translate into different things. We've been trained to be in business. We just haven't known it yet. Because if you think about what it takes to build a successful team or be successful in sports or in anything, the intangibles and the principles never change. It's your discipline, it's your focus, it's your teamwork, it's your leadership, it's how you get over certain obstacles, it's your mindset when you go through things. Because entrepreneurship is tough, man. It's like it's gonna challenge you at every aspect, and how you deal with those challenges is ultimately what brings you to become successful. Nothing happens overnight. You really gotta put the grind, and sometimes you don't see the results right away, and that's the tough part because you feel like you're doing everything right, but you're not seeing the results right away. But what you're doing is you're building the blocks, you're building the foundation, and ultimately when it does happen, you'll understand how it happened and why it happened, so that way you can coach others to go through the same thing. It's not for everybody. Just like being successful at sports or anything isn't for everybody. It's, are you willing to go through what it takes in order to win? And most people don't want to pay that price, and that's ultimately what you learn and understand, and going through athletics and sports is the best teacher when it comes to that.
Mm.
Most definitely. Richard, when did you know that you wanted to transition over to financial advising and to help others?
Right.
And two, was it a hard transition for you? Because I just currently retired as well, and I've been knowing you for quite some time now, and I tell you all the time, how much I look up to you and admire the things that you're doing, and obviously that's why I'm trying to take the similar steps necessary to further my life after basketball as well. So this transition for me, because for us athletes or whatever you may do, we spend so much time in our life with particular craft. So then when, like you say, you can't play ball forever. So then after that, like
Right.
was it a hard transition for you to to carry over?
Absolutely. I think it's always going to be hard when you do something your whole entire life and you dedicate your life to it and you're no longer doing that. And I think the hardest part was just about your identity. Like your identity is so wrapped up in what you do sometimes. So that's the hardest part. It wasn't the hard. I think playing was not playing anymore wasn't the hard part. Like I can not play basketball ever again and I'll be cool. I dedicated my whole entire life to the sport, and I know there's other things out there for me. It's just who you are as a person. Like, man, I can't say I'm a professional basketball player anymore. It's like something, it's just some. It's just
Yeah,
that's the hardest part. That was the hard part for me. Transitioning into business is always going to be hard. So it's like because you used to having a certain level of success, and what you've done for your whole entire life. And when you're not having that success right away, it's kind of a shock, like, and you have to like relearn certain things. But I think the as an athlete coming from professional sports, you'll get there quicker because of those things. It's like as long as you don't give up and bow out to the things you have to go through, you'll get there a lot faster because you have those intangible things that you already learned. So those things are going to help you throughout the process. So you can get there quicker, and that's why I always wonder why like a lot of business owners like to recruit and bring on ex athletes and things like that. When I was at my prep school, they made everybody in the school play 3 sports. They talked about how colleges love when you play. All those things. It's all building your mind towards something.
Yeah,
So the beautiful thing about entrepreneurship, you don't need your knees, your ankles, your back. You can do that for a long
that's
time,
true.
and
That's
you
true.
have a longer career. So it's ultimately, and you can change other people's lives.
You could change lives, most
I
definitely.
can't make somebody else a professional athlete per se, but you can teach somebody to be able to be successful in entrepreneurship. They're willing to kind of be coachable and do the things that they need to do. So you can change more people's lives.
That's true.
Sure. And man, okay, so tell me this, what do you look for? What do you think is needed for people to hop into the insurance IUL business? Like, do they need a college degree? Do
Mhm.
they need to have good communication skills? Like, if anyone's listening and they want to find a new career,
Right.
um, tell me about those things, bro. Like,
I
what?
think I think
Yeah.
the number one thing is coachability. We can teach everything else. Everything else you can learn. Some things everybody's gonna have different strengths coming in, and now it's just about learning the system. McDonald's isn't successful because it has the best burgers and the best food. It's because it has the best system. So the more you're good at being able to become systematic in how we run our business and following the steps that we have proven to be successful, that I've learned and everybody else learned to be successful, and how you can follow leadership and put your foot where the leader puts their foot to get to where they need to get to. I think that's ultimately it. A lot of people come in and they want to do things their way and how they see it, and which is okay. Like, it's your business. At the end of the day, you can do it how you want to do it, but if you want to follow a proven system that's going to be successful, that's the ultimate thing. And the people that are able to follow the system to a T, I think have the quickest level of success. And I think that's where that coachability comes in. Thing that I think that helped me early on is I don't see if something is proven to be work. I don't want to overthink anything. Like, okay, this is already working. I don't want to put more brain power into something I don't need to. Like, I already have a lot of other things that's going on that I could use that for. But if this is going to work this way, and I think ultimately your will, man. At the end of the day, if you have a will to win and will to be successful, and that's gonna ultimately get you there no matter what. You know what I'm saying? In anything that you do, if you have the will to do it, then it's eventually gonna happen. The universe can't withhold its blessings from you, you know. So you have to, as long as you're doing it for the right reasons, and you have the right mindset, the right heart, and you're really there to be able to help others. You're going to be successful. It's not if about, it's when, and ultimately that's up to you.
For sure, bro. I wanted to ask you this too, man, because obviously you got a lot of buckets at Colorado, and where does that, like when you're in the flow and you're on and like you're hitting every shot and you just have that like, I guess, dog inside you, like you're just in flow, bro. And then all of a sudden, you said you got a bad injury, and then after you playing, pros for I think 12 years, like that scorer, that leading scorer, that hardworking athlete, bro, that energy
Right.
once basketball's over, tell me about your transition. Like, did you have to learn how to use that same energy into your business, into your family life, into maybe like playing pickup or like lifting weights? Like, tell me about that, bro. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
trying to.
yeah, I understand. I think like you just have to, yeah, you have to transition into something, and a lot of the time it's the competition that drives the athlete. So I'm still really competitive, and I brought that competitive nature to the business. Like when I got to the firm, I wanted to be number one. I wanted to be I wanted to beat out everybody else. It really drove me to kind of, to kind of get to where I needed to get to. So I think the competitiveness is what is the thing that you have to be able to put into the right area, because it can go into the wrong areas if you don't have the right direction. You see people like get into other things that are not going to be, could be detrimental to themselves, because they don't know where to put that energy and all the things that they learned and all the things that they can put into. And I think having something to put it into was huge. Yeah, I still go out there and I play pickup and try, but it's not like I don't go out there to like dominate like that. Like I don't have, I just go out there. I want to have fun. I think as a professional athlete, it becomes a job so much that you lose the ability to have fun doing what you do. And I lost that playing basketball, like, because it's always about I got to feed my family, I gotta survive. Survival mode. You're in survival, especially playing overseas. It's survival mode every single year, every single day. Your replacement could be in the stands watching you. You have a couple of bad games in a row. You lose a couple of bad games. It's like, what I'm saying? And I just want to enjoy playing basketball and have fun and and just exercise and be in an environment. Like it's not about me trying to dominate anybody anymore. That time is done. I don't have to do that anymore.
I get that. I've just met dudes, bro, that will like they dominated in football or basketball, and like they'll start playing other sports like pickleball, and they'll be trying so hard and taking it so
Right.
serious. I'm like, I don't understand, bro. Like it's not that like,
Right.
just like I don't know, lift weights or something, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But where did
I'd rather put that energy in something that's going to help my family. Like pickleball and pickup sports are not going to help my family. My daughters go to the best schools and live in the best house. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna
Yeah.
put my energy into something, it's going to be something that's going to help my children, my family become better. Not like something that's just going to just, I don't know, make myself feel good when I'm driving home.
yeah, bro. I feel
Rich,
that. Where did
Richard. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Hunter.
I was just gonna ask, did you guys play overseas in the same countries, like either like was it Serbia or like Bolivia? Did you guys?
Nah, I played the majority of my career in Asia. I started my career in Europe and kind of went to South America, but I played like majority of my career in Asia, 5 years in Japan. So we never got a chance to play. I don't think we really ever played each other ever. We usually play with each other when we're here anyway,
Yeah, I
so
know.
which is cool, you know what I mean? But we never really played against each other in any type of like competitive setting, I don't think.
Yeah, like a real game.
Yeah.
Or, dang, isn't Jimmer Fredette out there? Is he in Asia? I know
He's
he's
in
over.
China. He's in China, yeah. He's out there. I don't know if he's still there, but I know he was in China.
Okay.
Didn't you get a couple MVPs overseas while you was out there too in Japan?
I mean, not they jipped me on the year I should. I was like six man of the year my first year when I was there. I like because they have different rules out when you play overseas. Like we had a rule, we had only two Americans could be on the court at the same time in the first and third quarter, and you can have three in the second and fourth. So I came off the bench. I played like 20. I was like 20 points in like 22 minutes, and I was six man of the year. And the next year after that. We were first place. I was top five in probably four different categories, but they ended up giving MVP to somebody else. But I should have won that year. I mean, but it's all good though, man. It's not a, I like being the underdog. That kind of drives me. You know what I mean? To kind of go out there and go to work. I need
No,
I need
most.
that. I need that because sometimes I get lackadaisical. If I feel like I dominate somebody and it's just gonna be easy, I won't I won't just I won't put my foot to the pedal, my pedal to the metal, if you will. I like
Yeah.
somebody's supposed to be good. If we're playing against somebody's a top player, like I'm going to show up and I'm going to kill. Absolutely, that's my mindset going into that game.
No, most definitely, man. When was a time when you saw like God work in your life, whether it was through business, but
Mhm.
or through sports, through basketball in your basketball career?
Man, shoot. It's hard to name a specific moment because God is always in my life at all times but I think just playing overseas my first year because I was my first year I played in Israel and I had a lot of the time change was different. When you're young, you're not like you want to be talking to your friends still. So I stay up all night and just sleep throughout the day. And I just had, I really didn't do much, but I had a chance to really kind of focus in and read and get really in depth into my beliefs and knowledge and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's when I seen it the most. I had a lot of time and opportunity to really dive deep into myself and into my beliefs, and I think that's when I probably seen it the most. My first year playing overseas, just having that time to myself.
No, it's definitely.
That's awesome, bro. Did you guys like being like in another country? Like, did you like being unique in another country, or how was
Yeah,
that? How did the
Yeah, I
people?
loved it.
I
How
think
did
it's always a challenge in the beginning, like because you're always gonna feel like I kind of want to be at home. I want to, you know what I mean. You're gonna be homesick in the beginning. You have to learn a whole new culture where you're
Language,
at. Yeah,
yeah,
it's always like a new thing. So sometimes that's uncomfortable. But ultimately, when you in hindsight, you look back and be like, man, it's a unique situation where I get a chance to not only go to other countries, but be immersed in the culture of other countries and kind of see
yeah.
things for yourself. And it really humbles you as a human being because of it. You know what I'm saying? So like everywhere I went, I learned so much, and I really appreciate the people everywhere that I went because there's good people all over the planet.
Especially you see how they live, like how they're living out there. So it's like out here is like there's no excuse for us to complain about the things that we complain
But
about when others have left the nuts and they're happy. You know what I mean? So
for sure, 100%,
yeah.
definitely blessing.
Yeah, man. Well, I don't know if you have any other questions, Jamal, for Richard, man. Anything, if there's anyone listening to this, you got anything to close this out, Richard?
Um,
Anything about what you do for work, anything that relates to someone who wants to like take that next step, be
right.
the best versions of themselves?
Um, I think there's a couple things that my middle school coach taught me that like I take with me all everywhere I go, and I think it ultimately going to lead to you to be successful or not, and that's discipline and focus. If you have the right discipline, you're going to be successful. Like because that's the difference maker. It separates the good from the great is their level of discipline. You look at anybody, that's the thing that's going to separate them. And the focus and limiting distractions. The more distractions that you have, it's going to take you off the course of where you're going. So if you can limit those two things, because when distractions start to come in, it's just you have to maneuver through a whole. Imagine just driving where you could just drive straight, but now you have to maneuver through all kind of things on the highway. That's what you do when you have distractions. But ultimately, if people want to, learn a little bit more about what we do, because we are looking to expand, our goal for our company is to have 100,000 licensed agents out in the field to go out there and help people, achieve their goals financially. You can find me on IG Richard X Roby, and you can find me there, and we can have a little chat and learn a little bit more about what it takes. If it's a good fit for you, and it's a good fit for us, to be able to work with each other. But ultimately, that's the goal of our company. We need more people to out there in the field. You know what I'm saying? Because there's only so many people I can help, and you can help, and we can help. But collectively, if we go out there as an army, we can go out there and make a big change.
Sure, bro. And the best thing is to if someone was interested would be to send you a DM off your
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah. Shoot me a DM. Shoot me a DM. Let's have a conversation. We'll set up a time to jump on Zoom. I can show you a little bit more about our firm and what we do and what we teach, and a little bit more about our compensation, the opportunity to kind of, go out there and be your own boss, and you can go out there and you can pave your own way in this world, man, and not have somebody do it for you.
Yeah, and help protect families, man. It's a crazy world. You never know what can happen.
Yeah,
Like
you see what happened in New Orleans yesterday. I don't know if y'all seen the news, but
somebody,
No, I didn't even see.
somebody drove a truck through a crowd, killed 10 people, injured 30 on New Year's Day. It's like
Oh
those
my,
those people thought they were gonna go into 2025. You know what I'm saying? Like they were excited, and then somebody does something like that. You just never know,
you just
man.
never know.
So we definitely
Yeah.
gotta. That's something that has to be done ASAP, man. And you just because that's one thing we can't predict. We all know it's going to happen. 100. I don't know. The death rate is still 100%. I don't know if it's changed, but it has. So why not protect your family, protect what you love, and then let's teach how that could be the foundational piece, and we could build from there.
yeah,
Real
bro.
talk, real talk, man. Yeah, Richard, man, I definitely appreciate you taking the time for to come on our show, man, and just spread light. To me personally, Like I said, man, you like a big brother to me. I look up to you. Like I said, just to see the transition from you being a professional athlete to now a senior director in your business, man, it says a lot of the type of person you are, father you are, just, your drive, So, me, man, I just want to give you your flowers. I wanted to say
Appreciate
thank
it.
you to everything, man, like for real.
Absolutely, man. God bless everybody. Y'all, I pray y'all have a blessed 2025, man, and achieve the things that y'all want to achieve in this podcast, take off and become something huge. And you know what I'm saying? And like I say, I was a part of the beginning of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty cool.
We're looking forward to having you on again, man. This ain't gonna be the only time.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. Let me know, man. We can. I love having these conversations, man. So anytime y'all need me, let me know.
for sure, most definitely, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, y'all appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, you too. Have a blessed one.
Yeah,
Hey, peace.
Yeah.